you very much. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I am Terry Rizzo, Chairwoman of the Florida Democratic Party. I'm here with State Senator Lori Berman. Senator Bobby Powell will be joining us as we go forward. We're here in front of the Supervisor of Elections counting facility where democracy is in action. And we're here because we are here to ensure that to commit to the process of every vote must count, and protecting the right of all Floridians to participate in our democracy. We are committed to making sure that in following this procedure and making sure this process goes forward, that every vote counts. It is critical and important. And we are pleased that the judge ruled yesterday to extend the ballot, to extend the deadline so that this would happen. We know that that process is going forward, and we believe it will. As you know, the Republicans are doing everything they can to stop the process. They're spreading false and inflammatory rumors about voter fraud. Nothing could be farther from the truth, as has been proven by a number of outlets and a number of sources. They will stop at nothing in terms of delaying and keeping every vote from counting. And we're here to stand up for the process. Senator Berman?
Thank you. We know that Florida is a swing state and that there are lots of close elections. And we know that we might be in a recount situation in the state of Florida. But what we don't expect is to have our elected officials say to stop counting votes. That is not right. We have seen our governor, as well as other elected officials, call for the votes to be ended. What we are here to say is that everybody's vote counts. If you go to vote early, your vote should count. If you went to the post office and made sure that your ballot was sent out, it should count. If you went on election day and you even had to file a provisional ballot, your vote should count here in the state of Florida. We have seen efforts by our governor to suppress voters in the past, and this is another prime example of it. We've seen our governor not allow felons have their rights to restored, despite the fact that Florida has voted now with Amendment 4 to restore the rights to almost 1 million people. We've seen our governor try to purge voters, and this is just another example of it. After the 2000 election, the Florida legislature put in place a procedure for recounts, and that is exactly what is going on now throughout the state of Florida. Let the procedure proceed. Let the method that we put in place go. If we need to make changes in the legislature, we will do so. But for the moment now, we need to allow this procedure to take place so that the voters' voices can be heard. Thank you. I think it's really important that our common goal right now for everyone in Florida should be one simple common goal. Make sure the voters' voices count. And if we have elected officials who are trying to subvert that goal, I think we need to be very concerned, and that's why we're here today.
Yes. And Rick Scott should recuse himself immediately from any process relating to the count. He has been said many times he's like an umpire in which his team is playing, and he is even playing in the game. He should recuse himself from any process going forward relating to voter counts and the election.
I guess, should we take some questions
Yeah.
until Robbie comes?
Yeah.
Terry, we've received some documents that indicate that voters received wrong information about altered dates with regards to when they're required to change their signatures on vote-by-mail ballots, and we've received those documents that indicate that the Florida Democratic Party might be tied to this altered information.
We believe that the process should go forward, and we will use these as the process goes forward.
Right, but I'm saying that we've received documents that indicate that the Florida Democratic Party might have been involved in altering information for voters.
We'll follow up on that and follow up. Lori?
Yeah, we have no specific knowledge of it, but we will make sure that the law is followed.
The law is followed. Yes.
With the extended deadline, do you believe that you'll be able to recover from the machines malfunctioning?
We believe that the process should go forward and continue as long as necessary for votes to be counted.
What is your understanding about extending the deadline? Because it looks like it's being kicked out.
Yeah, that's what we understand is being kicked. It's going now to the federal court, and there will be a decision there. And there have been lawsuits won in other states that have supported this.
But right now, is the deadline Thursday, or did the extension from the judge in Leon County?
It's pending before federal court. Yeah.
As far as what's going on in the building right now, the way the recount is progressing, are you satisfied with what's happening in there now, or should something different be happening?
We're satisfied that the process is being followed. We're satisfied that Susan Booker is complying with everything that she's being asked to do, and that the process is being followed.
Senator Nelson is challenging the signature match rule, and also here, at least in one case, there was a non-citizen who cast a ballot, and the canvassing board ruled against that ballot, and Senator Nelson's team objected to that. Do you agree with Senator Nelson on those two things?
I agree that all objections should be followed, it should be processed, and the process will go forward on that. Yes.
What about non-citizens voting? Should they be allowed to vote?
If it's proven and verified, yes.
Proven and verified what?
Excuse me, Bobby. Here, come on in, Bobby.
Yeah, so we made statements, but if you'd like to make a statement.
A non-citizen should be allowed to vote, you're saying?
The canvassing board decision should be supported.
Okay. So you disagree with Nelson's
I know
people on
that
that?
the canvassing board decision should be followed. We actually
don't know the reason for the Nelson's objection. We want the objection procedure to play out in full. Obviously, we don't believe that non-citizens should be allowed to vote because that is not the law.
That's right.
Okay. You want to make a
Bobby?
statement? Yeah.
You want to make a statement about we're in the process now about why we're here and what we believe should be happening going forward.
Well,
Please step to the microphone.
Yeah.
oh, great. My name is Senator Bobby Powell, State Senate District 30, of course, covering everything north of West Palm Beach up to the Martin County line. I'm here in support of the recount, making sure that every vote is counted. Of course, still very, very concerned to make sure that if the supervisor of election doesn't believe that she'll get every vote counted by that deadline, that it's able to be extended to everybody in the state of Florida, but mainly and primarily Palm Beach County, who has voted, their vote does count.
Any reaction to Governor Scott stepping down from the panel that certifies the election results?
He did step down?
He did. He just did.
Good.
When?
Breaking
What time?
right now.
Oh, that's breaking right now?
That's breaking now.
Okay. I think that's right.
Obviously, I think that's
Good decision.
what he should have done.
Do you believe that Judge Walker should appoint someone to fill that position?
Do I
Judge
believe?
Walker, should he appoint someone to fill that position that's now vacant because of Governor Scott stepping down from that panel?
Is that what's happened in other? I understand that Governor Scott was not on the panel in the last election. Was that what was done in those situations?
It depends on the state. Sometimes the judge appoints someone, sometimes they don't.
Please step to the microphone. Talk to the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have enough information to answer that question. It would take a little bit of research if I could find out what other states have done, what's happened here in the past in the state of Florida. So I don't have enough information to answer that question in the way that it deserves to be answered.
Terry, are you aware that the Division of Elections might be investigating this instance where it appears that a member of the Florida Democratic Party told someone inaccurate information about signatures?
I need to follow up on that as well and to find out, yes.
So you're telling me that you're not aware of this investigation?
I'm not aware of all of what you're saying, yes, so we will follow up.
So I'm with the Associated Press. So the Secretary of State just sent us a letter saying exactly the same thing about an investigation potentially into Democrats altering forms used to cure problems with votes by mail ballots. So no, you have no details.
You have no
on that?
information about that?
I'm looking now, and
Providing an inaccurate date to change a signature on a vote by mail ballot, and the phone number provided to the voter was traced back to the Florida Democratic Party.
well, the courts have already forced Rick Scott to drop a lawsuit after false claims, and Florida Department of Law Enforcement has rejected his desperate attempts, as we know, to interfere previously with the recount process, and now he's once again trying to divert attention and resources from a smooth and successful operation.
Do you believe these are false claims? Is that what you're saying?
I believe we need to find out more further.
These are documents from the State Division of Elections.
Okay.
Yeah, these are not coming from Scott's office.
We will find out.
Okay.
We will find out. All right. All right. Now with us we have Jim Benfiglio, who's also involved in the process. I'd like to introduce Jim and have him step to the mic, please.
Hi, how are you? My name is Jim Bonfiglio. I'm the Democratic candidate for State House District 89. And all I want to do is make sure every legal vote that was cast in District 89 in Palm Beach County gets counted. And we've been stymied in those attempts by the Republican Party. We had an agreement, if you look at the order issued by the judge in Leon County with respect to making sure every legal vote has been counted, everybody agreed that we should extend the deadlines. And then in a, I said, somewhat disingenuous move by the Secretary of State, he didn't like that result when everybody agreed at the hearing that this recount should be continued. He decided to remove the matter to federal court and try to get an entirely new judge. So they're playing politics with everybody's right to have their legally valid vote cast and counted. And I'm very upset for the electors in District 89 in Palm Beach County.
Where are we in the process right now? Where is the canvassing board right now?
Well, I don't know where the canvassing board is. We are right now under a deadline by Judge Walker, who is the district court judge in Leon County, who's gotten my case and some of the other cases. We're at a 5 o'clock deadline. He's ordered all of the defendants, including Secretary of State and Susan Bucher, to file responses to the District 89, my claims, that all the votes should be counted. And they have a 5 o'clock deadline to say why they shouldn't be counted. So I'd be interested to find out if the Secretary of State, after everybody agreed that all the votes should be counted, will say, no, all the votes shouldn't be counted. I can't wait to see what his response is. Thank you.
The deadline is arbitrary, as we know, the deadline now, and it should be extended to accommodate all voting. And we firmly believe that. And we believe that this process will move forward in a proper fashion. We also want to reiterate the fact that these allegations of voter fraud are baseless and have been proven in several instances to be so. The fact that the Republicans are resorting to this inflammatory rhetoric, and Marco Rubio, Rick Scott, Donald Trump, and all the Republicans continue to do those, so that they are afraid that when all votes count, they won't have the votes to win. So we really believe that, that it's important to let the process play out, let the votes fall where they are, continue, make sure every vote is counted, make sure this process can continue here in Palm Beach County, and that we get all the votes in and get a final determination on where the votes really are.
Last week you congratulated Nikki Fried on winning the Ag Commissioner's race. That's a lot closer than the Senate race. Yeah. Why, if you want to let the process play out, why'd you declare that
There
race?
are a number of issues that need to be resolved, particularly under an overvotes, that will come forward with the manual recount. We know that Nikki Fried's race will go into manual recount, any vote, and we should elaborate, any of the elections that are within the 0.25 margin will go to manual recount. At this point, that's Nikki Fried, and that is Senator Nelson, as well as the state house races like Jim Bonfiglio.
But why congratulate her if you want to let the process play out in these other races? Why not let the process play out in that race?
Because she won.
So did Scott win? His race isn't as close as
Nope,
hers.
because the underovers. We think the underovers will prove that there are additional votes.
So her race is closer and she won, but not Scott's.
That's right.
Yeah. Spell your first and last name, please.
Excuse me?
Can you spell your first and last name?
My first name is Terry, T-E-R-R-I-E, last name R-I-Z-Z-O.
Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Lori Berman, Senator Bobby Powell, Vice Mayor. Thank you all very much, everybody. Thank you.